Finally, you'll be learning to play the 5 steps to master all 12 major keys in the 12th key, which is F sharp major. Now you notice the progression has been from simple to complex. So the key of G major, 2 octaves, was relatively simple, and as you progressed up the keys, you notice that it became a bit challenging each time you went up. But like I advised in previous lessons, do well to take it slowly. So from the key of C sharp up until F sharp, you could choose to start learning it in the first octave first. So learn these 5 steps in the first octave alone. After you've done that, then you can move on to playing it in 2 octave. Actually, I recommend that because you have to do a lot of shiftings, and if you you've not been comfortable shifting before, it could just be overwhelming having to learn something new and then start also working on your shifting. Also, the concept of relating keys together to memorize it easily also applies to the key of F sharp. So you could use a similar pattern as the key of F major for the key of F sharp major. Yeah, so you could start with your second finger on the note F sharp. Although you could also choose to start with your third finger, that shift your first finger back to low one and then have your F sharp as your third finger and start that way. But because you want to relate certain major keys together and so you can easily memorize, I recommend you start with your second finger. Makes it a lot easier for you to just run through the steps having learned the key of F major. As you all know by now, we're going to start with the first step, which is the F sharp major scale itself. I'm going to start with my second finger, right second finger on the note F sharp. Step 2, sequence 1. Now you notice while I was playing the sequence 1 in the key of F sharp while ascending, I played Do Re Mi in the first position, and I shifted to Re, and I shifted to Mi Fa. I had Mi Fa So in the third position, and I shifted to Fa So La, shifted to the fifth position. So it's easier to do it that way than having to play Do Re Mi. You'd have to come back to the first position again to play Re Mi Fa. Although you could use your fourth finger on the D string, but for the sake of just shifting on the E string for now, it's safer to play Do Re Mi within the first position since you have that option, and then play Re Mi Fa So La Ti Do. Step 3, sequence 2 in the key of F sharp, 2 octaves, both ascending and descending order. Step 4, pentatonic scale in the key of F sharp major in both ascending and descending order, 2 octaves. So I'd like to mention some of the options available to you when shifting positions in the second octave of the F sharp major scale while playing your pentatonic scale. So you could decide to shift to the third position, which is the note Mi, and then play Sol, then shift to La, like this. Or you could just decide to go straight up to the fifth position. So you could play Do, Re, Mi, then you could go all the way up to Sol, La, Do, fourth finger. Then you have Do, La, Sol, shift back to Mi, which is first position. Step 5, which is the final step in this series, is the triad in the key of F sharp major across the 7 degrees, including the octave. I'm going to be playing that now. So there you go, the 5 steps to mastering all 12 major keys on the violin, from the key of G major to the key of F sharp major. Yeah, so you notice that it started from simple to complex. So take our time to practice these 5 steps from the key of G major up till you get to the key of F sharp. You might need a couple of repetition for your fingers to get comfortable executing these steps. But trust me, once you practice these steps consistently for a period of time, your fingers will gain a lot of confidence on the violin fingerboard. Guess what? It gets interesting from this point. So moving on, we are going to be playing these 5 steps in extended range. Yes, and I'm going to be adding one more step to it. So currently you started playing these steps from the tonic of each key. So for the key of G, for example, we started on the G, on the note G, which is the open string. For the key of A flat, starting from the note A flat, for A major, for B flat, for B, for C sharp, for D, and so on. Next, we're going to be starting on the tonic, yes. We're going to be adding the extended ranges within the first position of each major key. Now, the goal is for you to know all of the notes available to you in the first position of each major key. So when executing some of your songs, you know that, oh, there are some notes that are lower than the tonic of each key, and so you could play those notes. And for notes that are higher than the perhaps second octave, still within the first position, you could also play those notes. Let's leave all of that for the next section of this training. So practice your 5 steps to mastering all 12 major keys and get it. Yeah, take your time, practice it repeatedly, consistently. Use the 3-6 principle 3 times correctly, consistently, and consecutively. Yeah, and trust me, your fingers will gain a lot of confidence.
So yes, while we are going to start on the tonic of each key, we're going to add the extended ranges within the first position of each key. So the notes that are available to you within the first position of each major key would be made known to you, and then you'll be able to